Hello guys and welcome to Chelsea Perspective. I am your host Matt speaking for another membership only video. Guys, I hope you are well. I hope you are excited for this first edition of the Chelsea Women's Show. Yes, I'm not just bringing Chelsea Men's to this platform, but we're going to bring a bit of women's football as well for the people that enjoy it and for people that are wondering what it's all about and want to join in the action. So today's video, it's 7 games into the season. I thought, why not kind of do a little mini review of how the new manager Sonia Bompastor has done in her first 7 professional games for Chelsea FC, and it has been, well, in a results wise, you couldn't have done better than she has. 100% record, 7 wins out of 7 in all competitions, both the Champions League and the league, including wins against Real Madrid and Arsenal, and Tottenham, of course. So really, what more can you ask from a results standpoint? Obviously the results don't paint the whole picture. It's not all 100% rosy, fantastic, we're going to win the league, we're going to do the quadruple, whatever. But it has been good in a winning standpoint, and it looks like Chelsea women will continue their dominance in terms of constantly being a great team, and Sonia herself is proven to be a very capable manager at the moment. So let's go through the games one by one, and we start with the first game of the season, which was Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Chelsea winning 1-0 on the opening night of the WSL, with Joanna Ritter and Canridge scoring in the first half, which was a pretty good goal. For me, the game was it was good. It was a good first half, of football. I thought Chelsea grew into the game quite well. Were strong. Obviously got the goal, and it was kind of a snatch and grab first half, and really the whole game was kind of like that. The second, I felt we weren't as good in the second half. Aston Villa, props to them, really had some good chances. Hannah Hampton had to make some good saves to keep us in the game, and it was a really good result from them. Performance from them as well, and no shame to lose 1-0 in that aspect. I think I praised Chelsea for getting the result over the line, but it wasn't the best, most fantastic game I've ever seen. But it's a solid performance, and you just got to make sure you start the game with a win. And we've seen with Chelsea women in the first last few seasons that sometimes we do start a bit slower. We haven't always got results, and we haven't always got put good performances in the first game. So not necessarily a Sonia problem, but maybe just Chelsea side just takes a few games to get going. The second game of the season, we faced Crystal Palace, who have just been newly promoted to the WSL, and well, it was a bit of a run riot in the end. Chelsea winning 7-0 against Crystal Palace, with goals coming from a number of players. Aggie Beaver-Jones, first of all. Lucy Bronze scores in her second game of the season. Lauren James scores her first goal of the season, followed by 2 goals by Gura Wrighton, 1 goal by Natalie Bjorn, and Kat Macario, the American, finishing it off in the 95th minute. It was again, 7-0 doesn't paint it too much justice. The first 38 minutes before we scored, Crystal Palace really sat well defensively. We struggled to break them down, and it looked hard. It looked like it was going to be one of them tough fought-out games again. Obviously, Kat Macario scored. Aggie Beaver-Jones scored in the 38th minute, and set proceedings off. Obviously, it was just before half-time, so they managed to get to half-time. You think, oh, they're going to come out okay. They're going to come out and try and get the result. Well, Lucy Bronze scores 3 minutes into the second half, and then that was what she wrote. James, fantastic in that aspect, and then that's a bit Gura Wrighton, that Bjorn. Gura Wrighton again, Kat Macario absolutely demolished them in the second half, and that second half performance was very good, but I think Crystal Palace kind of melted away in the end. Obviously, with the team we can do that to most teams, and it was a hard game for Crystal Palace to have, second game of the season. and I'm sure they will learn a lot from that. The third game of the season, and this is where my phone, of course, is going to mess up in terms of showing the results, but we move. We were supposed to play third game of the season against Manchester United, but that game has been rescheduled. The prime reason of this is because the WSL and the UEFA can't organise a piss up in a brewery, if people know that reference. They decided to put the Manchester United game on a Sunday evening, and then the Real Madrid game on a Tuesday. 48 hours break for the players to not only finish the game, a tough game against Man United away, but then to finally the technology is working. Then to go and play Real Madrid, it's not enough time for these, and there was already concerns with a lot of women players having ACL injuries and many more injuries, so it was disgraceful, and obviously Chelsea put up a massive fight against it, and the game was cancelled for the Premier League, because UEFA were like, you know about this schedule, it's not changing, we're not changing for you, so the WSL had to give in and cancel the game. So our next game was Chelsea versus Real Madrid, and that finished Chelsea 3, Real Madrid 2. Chelsea getting off to a really good start with Sonia Bompastor scoring in the 2nd minute, and then Myra and Gura Wrighton having a penalty, scoring a penalty for the Blues to make it 2-0. There you think, oh, it's all going swimmingly. No, Redondo for Real Madrid scores to make it 3-1, to make it a little bit squeaky bum time for the last 5 minutes of the half. We get in a half time, and thankfully Myra Ramirez comes out and scores in the 53rd minute in the second half to make Chelsea 3-1 up. But it wasn't the best game. We looked defensively struggling a little bit. And Linda Caicedo, very good player, really rate her. I'd love her to come to Chelsea at some point, but we've got a lot of good attacking players, so probably not going to happen. She scores in the 83rd minute to make things a little bit nervous for Chelsea fans. Obviously last season we also played Real Madrid in the group stages and had a bit of a controversial game, to say the least. If you guys check out the Real Madrid 2, Chelsea Women 2, you'll see what I mean by terrible decisions. Oh my word. Anyway, we'll move on. Spanish teams and Chelsea just do not get on in